Alright everyone, we're gonna get right down to it. I just got some plastic heated up. This is some green pumpkin purple I had, and this is like a root beer crawl color I had. I decided to melt them down just to do a quick little video. Got a new mold. Hopefully you can hear me. It's storming in the background. I got a fan going. So we're gonna pour this real quick. This is a new England AI mold. I've only shot it one time with just a single color. This will be the first time shooting it with a laminate. I'm trying to remember what the name of the mold is. This England AI is 3.4 inch. I think they call it like their Vexxus creature or something like that. It's a neat little bait. I've shot it one time just to see what it looked like and check the action. I ran it in my koi pond. Actually, I'd done that earlier. I had made some a few days ago, and just to see what it looked like, and then about 30 minutes ago I actually tied one on and took it outside. But there's what it looks like. It's kind of got a smaller profile. Texas rigging, you would have to use a smaller hook, like a 2, maybe a 3/0 max, unless you just barely putting the hook in the bottom. But I mean, personally, I'll probably use it for a jig and Texas rig, just smaller, smaller Texas rig. But I do kind of hope I like the design, I like how it is, so I do hope they make a little bit bigger version, like a 4-inch version. Because this right here, it's 3.4 inches, but it, like hanging, it's around 4 inches. So, I do think a 4-inch would be pretty cool. It would give you more to, you can use a beefier hook, especially if you're going to be Texas rigging it, which I probably will fish it more Texas rig than on a jig. Just preference. But anyway, I do like how it's designed. As soon as I saw they released it, I said, well, I'll get it and try it out. If I sound weird, I am tired. I've had an extremely long week at work. As I like to say, they got the butter from the duck this week. So it's just been one of them long weeks. I'm exhausted. All I can say is I'm tired. They worked the absolute shit out of me this week. So it's got me really run down, tired. My body hurts. So I'm just tired. Alright, let's check this out. Like I say, it's a cool little bait. Laminated really well. I mean, these two colors are kind of dark, so it's hard to tell. But I mean, you can try to get where you can see it better. So the bait laminates pretty good. Anyway, it's a it's a cool little bait. I wanted to do a quick little video just to show you. I love crawl style baits. That's honestly about 90% of what I throw is a crawl style bait. Even on trailers, I throw a crawl style bait almost on everything. Out of all my molds, like I say, probably 90% of them is a crawl creature style bait. I do have, you know, I got a few swim baits. Not many worms left, you know, like those style molds I don't have many of. And I'm always, anytime I buy new molds, it's usually a new, you know, crawl style bait. Matter of fact, I bought a couple of molds earlier off of let's see, what was that, Lurecraft. I just wanted to check out their they have a version, it's their jig trailer, but it's similar to like the Z crawl, the H crawl mold, you know, something similar to that. I wanted to check it out, so I bought two of them, two of the 3 cavities. One is a 3.5 inch, and one is a 4 inch 3 cavity. And then they had some kind of weird looking creature bait. It basically looked like a worm with, or it looked like a little miniature snake with wings. Hopefully this is hot enough. I don't think I ever shot a mold with plastic that cool. So this will be interesting. This might be one of those failures that we get once in a while. But that's all I'm going to shoot, is just 2 runs. You know, just enough to show and talk for a second. But anyway, yeah, that was like around 256. It was gauging around 250, 260, so that's extremely cool. So we'll see how the mold was heated, you know, warm enough that it probably filled all right. If the mold was real cold, I probably wouldn't have attempted it. Anyway, let's see. Update while we're working on this. I finally did get to go fishing again last Monday. Like I say, I've been a lot busier this time of year than I usually am. So went Monday, went and hit some backwater with lily pads, done some frog fishing. I bought a new rod and reel setup that I don't know why, because I don't do a lot of frogging, and I use a lot of, you know, I'm not really big on, oh, I need this rod for this technique, you know. I just a lot of times go fishing. But anyway, I wanted to actually get a good frog rod because I wanted to play around and do some frogging. And it was an excuse to spend some money. So I ended up buying a damn Greg Hackney Signature Series frog rod made by Lew's. And I went with a Lew's Hyper Mag reel. Like, those reels are over $400, but I ended up, that's the most I ever spent on one combo. I ended up spending, it was $658 for that combo. So I definitely wanted to go out and do some fishing, and end up catching some nice, end up losing a few. Anytime you're frog fishing, you're gonna lose fish, but I did end up landing, you know, 5 decent ones. So that was nice. Anytime you can go out for a few hours and fish, you know, do some frogging or any kind of fishing, and break in a new rod and reel and catch some nice bass is pretty cool. All right, let's open this one up real quick, look at it, see if it filled, and then we're gonna call it quits. So as my other molds, I actually just got sold a few molds. I ended up getting rid of 5 molds in the last couple of days, just to make, you know, make room. Even at that cooler temperature, it laminated perfect. I do like the fact that the bait is thicker. You know, it's got little ribs, but it's thick all the way around. That's perfect. You know, I like a a bait that's got enough thickness in the body to be able to actually hold a hook. Now I love the H crawls. You know, I do like the H crawl. The only downside to the H crawl, because it's a little bit thinner body, sometimes the hook, you know, goes through the body real easy. I know it's got the, you know, it's just a lot thinner profile. So I don't use it as often as I do some of the other baits, but being that this is a little bit thicker, I do really like this. When the new molds come in, we'll make another video, but anyway, I'm gonna shut it all down. The rain is about to stop. Hopefully you can hear me. I got a fan going, trying to blow some of the fumes out, because I'm already tired and exhausted, and I didn't want to be choking on fumes. So anyway, there's what this mold looked like. I know I didn't make no fancy color, I just threw some shit together. So anyway, thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time.